The creation of an anti-West. Putin is attempting to build an alliance against Western countries and use it to evade sanctions. The BRICS. Behind the lofty statements lie Russia's self-serving goals, but it is advantageous for Russia's closest partners, China and India, isn't it? At the moment, it is not beneficial for them at all, but let's break down why. At the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia and Tatarstan, the leaders of India, China, Brazil, South Africa, and guess who? The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres arrived. Let's remind you that the UN Secretary-General did not attend Ukraine's peace summit in Switzerland, but continues to call for de-escalation between the parties of the conflict, the Russian-Ukrainian war.
The UN Secretary-General has rejected Ukraine's invitation to the first Global Peace Summit in Switzerland. However, he accepted an invitation to Kazan from war criminal Putin. This is a wrong choice that does not contribute to the cause of peace. It only harms the reputation of the UN from the statement of the MFA of Ukraine.
And let's hear what Mr. Guterres himself spoke at the BRICS summit.
We need peace in Ukraine, a just peace in line with UN Charter, international law and General Assembly resolutions. We need peace in Sudan, with all parties silencing their guns and committing to a path towards sustainable peace. Those were the messages I have delivered to the high-level segment of the General Assembly in September in New York.
Just look at the face of the Russian leader when the UN Secretary-General is pronouncing these words. And of course, peace in Ukraine has been compared to peace in Sudan by Mr. Guterres imminently, and we can only wonder why these two situations were compared. Meanwhile, there is no unity among the supposed Russian allies, neither on the issue of the war, nor on other matters that are being framed as key trump cards of the Anti-EU Alliance. The proposal for a common currency and an alternative financial system puts all BRICS countries at risk of Western economic sanctions. These mechanisms would allow Russia and Iran, for example, to bypass financial restrictions. None of the major players like China or India want to lose their markets in Europe, the US and other developed economies. And what about expansion? Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan attended the summit in Kazan, but India allegedly blocked Turkey's membership due to Turkey's long-ranging support for India's longtime rival, Pakistan. This shows the deep divisions that are unlikely to be resolved quickly. Every country has its own interests. Let's hear what the Turkish leader had to say.
The annexation of Crimea, which Turkey has opposed and rejected from day one, has further increased the suffering. Our commitment to the territorial integrity, sovereignty, and independence of Ukraine remains unwavering. The return of Crimea to Ukraine is a requirement of international law. Recep Erdogan, President of Turkey.
As well, he said this before the BRICS summit, the President Erdogan spoke with the Russian dictator about the situation in Ukraine, though the details of the conversation have not been disclosed. Later, NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte stated that Turkey has the right to cooperate with BRICS countries. Rutte added that the North Atlantic Alliance is popular in Turkey and that Turkey is popular in NATO. In any case, it is worth remembering when Turkey shot down a Russian fighter jet that violated its airspace back in 2015. This incident hasn't prevented Turkey and Russia from continuing to cooperate, demonstrating that the Federation of Evil respects and fears only one thing – strength. Despite Russia's attempts to develop BRICS into a full-fledged rival of the EU on the international stage, this is unlikely to succeed, as experts and BRICS members themselves suggest. The European Union remains a global power and a support for the free world, while BRICS participants lack a shared ideology and values that could elevate the economic union to a political level. So stay vigilant, informed, and don't let propaganda win.